Okay gang, let's talk about push-ups. When you were 7 years old, you could probably do a bajillion of them, but when you have avian-like bones, it's very easy to do bodyweight exercises. We've trained a lot of people and we know that push-ups can be very tough, especially as we get older and 21st century stuff happens and you just start losing your strength in your upper body. But here's the thing, you should definitely be doing push-ups. There's a lot of benefit to be had from doing a push-up that is executed well. We're talking creating stability throughout your entire body, increasing upper body strength, we all knew that one, helping your abs get stronger and tighter and looking better, toning up the arms, and then most importantly, creating stability about your shoulder and your upper back. So a lot of people when they do a push-up, they'll start off in a position something like this, hands way the heck out there, elbows will be bending way off to the side, and the problem with these push-ups is it's gonna wreck my wrist and my shoulders. Another push-up you might see is people kind of doing this number right here. Guys, this is called a slurp up, and it is not a push-up. It is actually the beginning to a breakdancing move called the worm, which is not a push-up. Another one is you'll see people start here, they'll lose their back, they'll lose their head, they'll lose their lower back, they'll lose their knees, and they kind of come down looking like a candle that just melted under the flame. You don't want to do any of those. If you have a good push-up position, it's going to help you create all the benefits that we just talked about, but then also it's just going to help you get more bang for your buck out of each training session. So, train smart, not harder, and have a good push-up. So let's talk about your setup position for your push-up. If you're doing a perfect push-up, is what I like to call them, or just a regular push-up, what you want to do is start right here. My hands, the heel of my hands, should be directly underneath my shoulders. If they're out here or if they're too far back, this is going to get into your wrist and your shoulders, and you don't want that. So, heel of the hand directly underneath the shoulder, my toes are on the ground or my knees, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze my glutes, suck my belly button in, pull my shoulder blades back and down, and get my head neutral. This is my starting position. If you cannot hold a plank like this, then that's where you need to start. If you do not have the stability to hold those positions, then your push-up is doomed before it even began. Now let's talk about actually executing the push-up. So we've got into our start position, heels underneath, heel of my hand underneath my shoulder, glutes tight, abs tight, shoulder blades back and down, head neutral. From here, I want to just bend my elbows. My shoulders shouldn't come undone. I shouldn't feel myself do this number right here. If you're watching my shoulders, I don't want to feel my shoulders dumping forward like that. That's my traps trying to take over the movement. I want to keep it in my triceps and my chest. Shoulder blades back and down, keep everything neutral. Just bend the elbows. And I want to come down until either my shoulders are below my elbows or my chest and my chin has hit the ground. If you're on your toes, your knees should never hit the floor, okay? Now as you come back up, you want to make sure that you're digging the heel of your hand through the floor as hard as you can to come back up to that position. Now, that's very difficult, especially keeping the shoulder blades back and down. So be sure that you can do that in a plank position before you start actually doing the push-up. We're going to have another video come out soon about progressions you can start with, because like I said, this is the hardest part of a push-up, especially doing them well. Pulling the shoulder blades back and down is no easy feat. You might have to start on an incline, you might even have to start on a wall. Now, let's talk about some common mistakes that you will probably see while you are doing your push-up. So I'm going to get at this angle so you can see what I'm talking about for this one. So what's going to happen is, as I come back up, if you see one side doing more work than the other, I have an asymmetry. One side is stronger than the other, and that's a good indication that we need to start on a higher incline. Another one that you'll see is as you're coming down, you're going to see your body going down, and all of a sudden I just cave in and everything kind of happens really quick and my body kind of just falls apart. Same thing, if that happens to you, get on an incline. Make sure that you can keep everything nice and tight as you're doing those push-ups. Everything should be together and I should be able to just maintain my shoulders the entire time I'm going after those push-ups. Only the elbows going off, or only the elbows going back. Speaking of elbows, another one you'll see is the elbows going off to the side like this. This is a problem because it limits my range of motion unless I go out here, and this is just an incredibly difficult push-up, but more importantly, that's gonna tear up your shoulders. So don't do that. Of course, if you see someone lose your midline as you're getting into it, this is also a problem because this is teaching my body a bad habit that's gonna carry over into all my other exercises. Get those abs tight, get those glutes tight. Keep everything as tight as you can. Whether you're on your knees doing a knee push-up, or whether you are on your toes doing a push-up, okay? And just so you know, it's not called a girl push-up. It is called a knee push-up. These are the modifications and progressions you can make to help you become a push-up pro, because we know you're bought in to this whole let me be a push-up professional business, but you realize that you're a human and you're not gonna be able to start on the ground without everything falling apart. You gotta make sure that you start where you're starting. So here's the progression. You're gonna do wall push-up, incline push-up, knee push-up, standard push-up. So here is what a wall push-up is gonna look like. Your hands are gonna be a little bit lower than your shoulders as like a standard push-up would be. A standard push-up, heel of the hand directly underneath the shoulder. On a wall push-up, we're gonna be a little bit lower. Abs tight, glutes tight, grabbing the ground with your feet, shoulder blades back and down. Nothing changes there. As you go down, only the elbows bend. Now you can see I'm gonna probably hit my forehead first. And for now, that's okay. Just let it be. Just come on down, tap the head, come back up. What we're doing is we're building up our triceps, creating coordination around our shoulders so that we can actually withstand a more intense load. As we get stronger, we're gonna go on to an incline push-up. Incline push-up, you can use anything that is sturdy. Countertop, sofa arm, sturdy animal, children, whatever will not move around for you while you're doing these, okay? Same thing, abs tight, glutes tight, shoulder blades back and down. I'm gonna keep my head neutral. This one is gonna be, my hands are gonna be directly in front of me relative to the angle that I'm at, but it's gonna be a little bit different angle, right? Here's the thing, as you're going down to whatever object you're on, the bottom of your chest should hit that object, pretty much the top of my stomach. I'm gonna come back up, everything should stay nice and tight, glutes tight, abs tight, all the good things happening here, guys. Elbows still going down to the side and not off the side like this. And of course, after that, we have the knee push-up, which we went over briefly in the other video, but we'll go ahead and do it again right here. So right here, on my knees, shoulder blades back and down, abs tight, glutes tight, keeping everything really controlled, not letting my shoulders come undone, tapping the ground, come back up, okay? Keeping everything as tight as you can. And of course, from there, you just put the feet up and you do a standard push-up, right? So those are your progressions to make sure that you are meeting yourself where you need to start, working your way down into a standard push-up. So there you go, guys. Go at it, find what angle is good for you, make push-ups happen in your life.